for that tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, the election inspectors that are going to be working at the November 2nd meeting are Terry Filler, Ken Hesh, Laura Corella, Margie Payne, Elaine Smirka, and Mary Kay St. John. And I need a motion to approve those inspectors.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Well,
It's just the.
Oh,
the
just you
three of us,
guys?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I
Okay,
guess,
need a second if you.
I didn't know.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Oh, Jordan made it. House in the train derailment.
Is there any public comment on the election commission meeting
What's all on the ballot? Is it just the?
medical facility?
That's it.
They can't use the rooms they got. Why do they need more?
Well, they're gonna build a $120 million addition or something like that.
Well, that's
I
a
don't
no
know.
way.
The two new wings that they just built with the last millage are closed down right now because they can't use them.
Well,
All right.
okay, no public comment. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
7:02.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Call the meeting, regular township board meeting to order. I just need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make that one.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so Chief, go ahead.
All right, things have been going pretty smooth. We're still busy. Our fire runs are up 60% right now. To date, we're up 60%. EMS and accidents are both up about 10% also. And so engine 142 and the squad 140, engine 141 and 142 pump testing was done. They both passed pump testing with no problems. Been having some maintenance work done on both of them through B&B, fire, preventative maintenance, getting all the fluids changed. I'm waiting on 3 valves yet. I think they're stuck in a cargo ship somewhere off in the, somewhere, who knows where, but we're waiting for 3 valves that need to be fixed. And so, otherwise things are going pretty well. We're contemplating on picking up another gas meter, CO2, CO meter. We have one right now. How old is that one?
5 years?
Yeah, 5 years. They have to go in every year for testing.
It's every 6 months.
Every 6 months get calibrated. And so we're contemplating picking up another one to run in the ambulance, keep it in there in case you get in a house, there's multiple people sick, and they run right around $1,100. And so we're kind of kicking that around. We've got our new monitor that we ordered. That's at the station. We're waiting for the modem to come, and then we can put that into use. And as soon as the modem gets here, then that will be out in the field.
That's the ambulance monitor.
Yep. The JAWS equipment should be showing up here, I would suspect any time. And so, but otherwise, yeah, things are good. We've had 2 people put applications in, and I believe Mary may have one done, father and stepson. And so, and then we have the job description for EMT. Yep. And so otherwise I think that's all I have on the fire side.
Ron, you have anything?
Just that, which we gotta take care of.
Yeah, we gotta get the ambulance in. It's got a code showing.
Service light
so-
came on today.
What?
The
Service
service engine
code.
light.
Oh,
Yep, so we gotta bring the ambulance in and get that scheduled to get fixed, and if it's what it shows it is, unfortunately, they'll have to drop the fuel tank in order to change that one.
Oh, geez.
Yep,
One of those at the part will be a lot less than the labor.
yes. Yep, And so, otherwise, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay, thank you. Assessors report, the computer was updated on September 30th, September 2nd, they came in and did all their work updates. So the computer's all good, just 3 phone calls, 4 emails that they handled, different property card requests, things like that. And then they handled, all the PREs have been processed at this time. So this is kind of the slower time for assessing. September, October, they start picking up in November, December, so not a lot going on. Next thing will be our December, board of review for Arizona missions. Okay, custodian. Jay, you got anything?
Not really. I guess I got here coming up now that it's getting cooler outside and that, so mowing's kind of going to a no-go no more. I'm probably gonna do like a one final on everything short, and it should be good for, yeah, because we got cold weather coming anyway, and then leaves are starting to fall, so it's that fun time of the year already. Oh, and last Saturday, I got a message on my phone at 5 o'clock in the morning from a fella that went to the backwaters to put his boat in, and there was numerous bags of trash down there. So I went down there at 6 o'clock in the morning, 25 bags of salmon guts.
Oh,
God.
It was disgusting. And then it was just getting daylight as I just got everything loaded in the back of the truck, and there was a black Chevy that had come down the hill and parked next to the fence and sat there and watched. And I'm, just finishing up, couldn't get, just trying to figure it out, and he just kind of popped his head back in, turned and went right back up the hill.
He had 25 more bags to dump.
So I haven't seen nothing down there, so I don't know. It was kind of weird. And the other thing too with the backwaters, at some point in time, you're gonna want to think about getting that seal coated.
Oh, the parking lot?
The hill.
Okay. That might be something we have to work on.
Because if you, it's gonna, before it, starts cracking and that, because I think Jerry, we had a grant to get that, didn't we, when that went in?
When we got
When Jerry Peterson was still at the commission?
You mean the road, or are you talking
The
going
road-
to the water or the road itself?
The road itself, it goes the hill. Because once that starts eroding and water gets on there, it's gonna start tearing it up.
Yeah.
And they're
Well,
gonna get back to having big holes in that.
that was 15 grand from the township, 15 from consumers, and 15 from the forestry, is how we got that 45. We got it done because Jerry was able to,
Right,
they did that in-house.
right.
Scott and Matt Neeson pretty much did all that, Klaus.
So like I said, at some point in time, you're probably gonna wanna have that, to keep it.
Also the roof.
Yeah, are they supposed to do that roof? Tom?
I've got 2 calls for guys to do it, and nobody wants to do such a small job this time of year. So anybody that wants to do a small roof, nobody wants to touch it. I have one guy that'll do it, but he's not licensed.
Is that the diet?
No, it's another guy, he used to work for me years ago, he's on his own now, he just doesn't have a license. I can get it done, I can probably have him do it for $600, but he's not licensed. I don't think we can have that happen, so. Yeah, that bathhouse needs a new roof back. So I'll keep trying to find unless anybody knows anybody. But it's a builder. Got any free days, Jack?
I might have something next week for a day or something. It all depends on how this
About 2 square, and I would imagine.
thing I'm working on.
Yeah, I don't know if the boys had any time, if the guys had any time to get that done. At this point, I've called every builder I know. And they're all too busy. I got a gentleman has got one bid on a roof for $34,000, and I can't find him another bid. He's ill with
I
cancer.
might ask the guy that did Little Mary's roof, he might do it.
Yeah, or either one, if somebody can get to it, you can think of anybody. I ran out of all the
Probably
guys
is
I know.
just as busy. He was pretty busy when he was doing that one, but I can ask him.
Did you guys ever get the pump house done? No, so I mean, it's just, yeah. Alright, so we just gotta keep finding everybody, and I'm just gonna have it get done if it's not out of reason for price. You know, at this point, we just gotta
Yeah.
get it done. Anybody wanna call Ron Brown or any of the cooling company out there?
I can.
Can you? Would you do that, see what that drive would cost us? Tell them it's a spring project.
Do you remember how many feet that is?
No, I don't. They probably wanna come, they can probably do it from an aerial.
Okay.
Everybody's measuring everything from the air now.
That's what I did my, estimated my mom and dad's driveway.
Yeah, they don't even come out anymore. They just do it all with computer and they can get it within a foot.
On, I don't know, find somebody
Okay.
else, that was cheaper, Wolfgang paving or something out of Lincoln.
Wolfgang paving out of
Turkeys.
Lebanon. Jay, Wolfgang paving out of Lebanon.
Wolfgang?
Yeah, so he's a little bit, maybe a little cheaper, so. All right,
Richard,
yeah, well,
before-
go
I
ahead.
know I didn't write my name down there. Jason triggered off my brain. Back at the backwaters, which isn't important. We talked about this probably 2 years ago. When Jerry put up those signs for car parking only, they've never been changed.
We're gonna adjust the signs because we've had a couple problems with that. We'll try to adjust them.
I'm just looking at, if we get one of those Indian police spy that decide to give us tickets over that
Mhm.
for parking our trailers where it says no trailers.
Well, nobody's given any tickets for anything.
So far, I don't know, I'm not.
No, I pretty much have to call on that. you
Oh,
know.
okay.
It's more or less, we were gonna call and have people towed if it got out of control. Yeah, people just park, even in the areas where we have trailers, they just park little mini cars in there. You know,
Okay.
so it's just,
I know you told
Trying
me
to get
before,
people to
don't
think.
worry about it, but I just.
Yep.
looked
yeah,
at
there's
that
one sign that's
aspect.
reversed that needs to go the other way.
Right.
Yep. Okay, let's see. Management Council, we're doing our,
Oh, I have a report for you, I forgot it.
that's all right, I mean, we're just
There you
doing
go.
basic renting when I talked to Val, right? She's just got a few rentals.
Right. I had one more thing.
Mhm.
When is transfer station hours gonna go to 6? November's coming up.
Usually the first of
November
November.
first.
So it'll be the 3rd then, that first Wednesday is the 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we print a flyer and give it to Bill? Just a bunch of half pages, say transfer station hours are going to 6 instead of 7?
Well, Bill usually puts them up on his little
Can you
shed.
put a little sign out
Yeah,
there?
cause that'll give you 2 weeks.
Just put a little sign out there that says November
Hey,
1st.
where'd the year go?
Already on my shirt.
Went fast.
Thanks, Bill. Yep.
It did, this year went by fast.
Jordan, you got anything with Parks and Rec?
3:30 or 4:00.
No? No,
You mentioned the fence.
Oh, so I was talking with Mary about that,
mhm.
and just so we can get it done, you can just put another split rail up there. It lasted 20 years.
Do you wanna do another wooden split rail, or do you wanna go with the vinyl rail like we had?
Or by the septic.
Jason said it's falling, about ready to fall.
Yeah, it's.
And that's just there really as a barricade for those septic systems, so nobody drives or pushes snow.
I
So
mean,
the split
ideally,
rail would probably be cheaper, right?
Oh, split rail would be a lot cheaper.
Well, why don't we just do that?
Just so it gets done.
If it lasts another 25 years, we're good.
See if Adams or something says it, if you want to pop in
Okay.
some stuff.
Alright.
Okay. Okay, so Parks and Rec, we don't have much in there. I did get the plan, a couple months ago, Jordan and I were approved to meet with the gentleman from Networks Northwest. The plan is all finalized, they have talked to all the townships in the county, and this is just the county-wide improvement plan. Basically, what this does, we talked about it before, I'm just gonna go real quick with it. It's what you wanna do in your area, what you've been talking about doing, planning, basically, it's everything. We left everything open. Because what it does is if it wasn't included, you can't get a grant for it. You can't get the government grants for it. So everything's included. We talked about all the Crystal Lake stuff. We talked about maybe a second permanent dock at the Robinson Road, which we're not doing because the consumers won't let us do that, but we have the second dock in there. Talking about improving, you know, probably reworking that dock next year. So that was basically it. You know, and maybe possibly even, I think we put in there about a ball field on Fifth and Bosham. Or 6th and Bosham, thank you. Because now that our ball fields, that might be in come a need, because I think our ball field is kind of gone now. Because more of that property is with the school when the school sold then.
Yeah, and
Without,
get some benches out of there too.
yeah,
So-
and we're gonna get our, we may wanna look at selling those, in the future, maybe to the school, because the bleachers, we have no Bellfield no more. We're either gonna store them, we're gonna sell them, but we need to get those out, those are our property, so. So Networks Northwest, that will be coming through in our December our December meeting, there'll be a quick public meeting on it, if anybody wants to comment on it. October 1st starts the, where people can come and look at this at any township, look at it at the county level, and just review it. It's not a big public thing, it's done, it's just something they do every 5 years. So, we have that. All right, Bob and Ben, do we have anything from them?
No reports.
No reports from me. Been dealing with quite a few things, working with Bob and Ben. I was not able to work with them much last week. But I know they went after 5 or 6 different junk and blight, either first or second letter. The one over on, Prunski Road with the gentleman, that's already been handled. That single wide trailer, they got their land use permit, but they removed a lot of the garbage, they removed a lot of the porch, they tore down that porch that was added on to the single wide trailer without the permit. So, they've been doing it, and I've expressed to them too that we are going to, you know, when people do make complaints, we wanna follow through and make sure that when the public makes a complaint, it's 1, 2, 3 letters, we're going to court, we're not messing around. So, they've started to be more aggressive with their going after things, so, through the board direction over the last couple months, so. Public comment,
James.
yes, sir,
Yes, just a normal thing about my neighbors.
okay, is it spilling into the front yard again?
No, the backyard, they got about 5 travel trailers back there. They got the sewage going into things that they dug back there. And last year, we turned it into the
Health department.
health department. And the guy, I talked to the guy from the health department, he said he was supposed to go there and meet you and the zoning guy, but you had to go to a game or something.
Yep.
And the zoning guy didn't show up, and he went to the door, and some black guy answered and started screaming at him, so he just turned around and left. He said, I wasn't gonna argue with the guy. And it's just, I think they moved another trailer in there the other day, and there's, like I say, there's 4 or 5 of them back in there.
Okay.
And the owner, he don't even live in the mobile home, he's got a travel trailer of his own back there he lives in. And my other neighbor told me that he just got a check for $10,000 rent money that he's renting all these places to.
He's renting the trailers.
Yeah, he's renting to them, I guess. This is what my other neighbor told me. I'm not sure on that part of it. But he was able to, the neighbor talked him into getting a dumpster and try to clean up some of the backyard with that money that he got. And he did get the dumpster. He got a 20-yard dumpster. And the neighbor even drove his tractor up into it, compacted it. But it's still, still a mess. The front yard they're keeping good, but the backyard,
Well, that was all the letters and stuff we sent to get the front yard.
There's no, I asked about the zoning guy a couple of years ago to get a electric service or an address for my other property to get electric service on it. Because I wanted a couple plug-ins for campers, and my son and me and him go over there and camp. And he gave me the crap about it, I had to build something to get an address. And then he gave me a crap that if I did that, then it'd be a campground, and none of the other people around here with campgrounds would like that. And so I gave up with them.
Yeah, well, that's probably a little probably a little misinformation there. That is actually, you have to have plans for a future build site to get electrical permit. So it's plans for future. So all you have to do is sketch out where you might want to build a house.
And he told
Whether
me
or
that
not
if I didn't do anything within 2 years, then they'd come after me for it.
Once you have the electric there, it's here.
This is what he told me, your guy in the office said. So,
All right, I'll talk to him about that. I'll call you on that on Wednesday. I'll talk to
just
him.
on, I'll let him complain. We're leaving the first of the month, so we won't be back till next year to see us.
Okay.
I'll look into those trailers in the back.
Same ongoing thing next door to me.
Well, I know we got it clean, I thought we had it cleaned up, or it was a
Front,
lot
yeah,
better there.
They,
when
they
you
just
came home.
moved everything to the back, that's all.
Um, Anybody else?
I forgot about one thing. We are running into fuel issues. Fuel in our trucks.
Okay.
We come in late at night and we can't get fuel. And if
Don't we have all those speed cans?
Yeah.
Does he know that we gotta keep those full?
I don't have a diesel fuel can anywhere in the department.
We have 7 of them, 6 of them. They're all
Yeah,
5-gallon speed cans, those speed pour cans. Remember we had Jerry, back before Jerry passed, he bought 7 of those. And the fire department, he was gonna keep them all filled with diesel, cause he would just slowly rotate them through with the tractor. And then he would always keep them filled, right? That's Jerry?
I think so.
Yeah, there's 6 of
Yeah,
those
they're
speed
down
cans.
there,
Do you
too.
have a key hanging up for, well, we need to get you a key for the transfer station hanging up on the door there, so that when you guys came back late at night, you can just drive over to the transfer station, or maybe we need to get a code lock on that, so they could have that. So, hey, in case we have to run, we need to put 10 gallons of fuel in this truck or 5 in the ambulance or something, so we can get to Manistee. But yeah, there's those $40 yellow speed cans, they're 6 gallons each.
Right,
And there's 5 to 7 of them over there. So
Okay.
that was kind of our plan that we came up with a couple years ago. Actually, Jerry came up with it. But yeah, there's at least 5 or 6 of those speed
Yeah.
cans. And they're the big yellow diesel, because everything for us is
These
Diesel
are the
that
one
went
thing, yeah.
because we got, and then Jerry was just cycling through them, and I think Link was too, old to new, so the gas didn't get old, and they would put the diesel in the mower, and they put the diesel in the tractor, and use it up, so it didn't sit too long. But yeah, you guys should have those all over there. And we kept them
Yeah.
in there, so in case it blew up, that, not your building.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
what we've been running into is we get in late at night and the stations aren't open. And if we're below a half a tank or at a half a tank on our ambulance, if we gotta go to Traverse City priority, we won't make it.
Yeah. So that's
We'll
what,
make it there, we won't make it back.
yeah.
And like the other night, we put, would you put 100 and some gallons of fuel in the other night after,
Yeah,
the other day after the run the other
in
night.
the 3
we
trucks,
had-
yeah. 112
so-
gallons in 3 trucks.
But it would get us by. I mean, that's what we thought of a couple years ago, that would get us by. Because that's back when we were talking about having the whole fuel.
We
Like, Gary,
almost
you were
need a
saying-
diesel tank.
Well, we were talking
That's
about
what
the
I'd
diesel
like to
tank,
do.
but then
That'd be more
That's what I would
logical.
like to do.
That's gotta have pumps. What was the whole big deal with that? I mean, it was thousands and thousands of
Yeah,
dollars.
there's a whole lot of
Security pumps,
red tape,
electrical.
a lot of red tape, a lot of permits, a whole bunch of stuff.
And
Hold-
that's-
Hold it, the ground, the cement, you gotta have that holding.
Yeah, you gotta have a holding tank. You gotta have 1,000 gallons worth of holding tank.
Depends which
in
kind
the
of
ground.
tank you have. If you have a single wall tank, you have to have a containment center. If you have a double wall tank, it's not required to have,
If you wanna revisit that, cause I know Jake was involved with that.
Right.
If you guys wanna talk about it again, I mean, there was a lot there that we had to do, and there's different ways to do it, but I know it was like 30-some,
no, it wasn't that much.
I,
I got all the prices put together for it.
yeah, how much you got on it?
Well, when we put that together, it was not that,
No, it wasn't that
it
much.
wasn't, yeah, I'll work on it.
Yeah, work out, cause I
Yeah.
thought that's why we decided to go with those speed cans, and that's why we bought them.
And so, but yeah, I wanna try to make that right, because like, in the wintertime, we come back, or summer, we come back with the engine in after fighting a fire.
Yeah.
If it's after midnight or 9 o'clock when the store is
When everything
closed.
closes.
I mean, we go through a half a tank of fuel real easy on that. And so, let me look into it once, and I just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, no, and look
But
into
in
the
the
speed
meantime,
can.
let's get them cans accessible to us.
Yeah, I mean, and I thought it was working. Ron, have you ever filled up with the cans?
No, I knew we had them, but we don't have access to the transfer station.
So why
Well,
aren't
maybe
they-
back when there was, well, we didn't wanna put 50 gallons of fuel sitting inside the transfer station. Or not inside the fire department.
Diesel doesn't blow up anyway.
Yeah, diesel.
Well, you wanna put 5 of those over there,
That's fine.
give those guys 5, that'll give you 30 gallons of fuel.
Yeah,
Come back late at night, that tops you off in case something needs it.
right.
Just cycle it
Yep.
Yeah, as long as you guys, hey, they get low, let's cycle these.
Yeah,
and
cause
go
I think
fill
I
them
got
up.
some empties over there I can, that are over there. Cause I've been just using up what was in there. I haven't filled nothing up yet, so.
Okay.
Cause Jerry was just filling them, that whole time is when we did that, and then we got the fuel man card. That was all, that was
Well,
like 3-4 years ago.
We've got our old dinosaur truck that'll burn anything, so.
Yeah, he was joking, yeah.
Hey, Richard, I think the worst sometimes should keep the fuel in the other building. Say something happens to the fire building, the insurance company sees those cans in there, they're not gonna cover you.
Well, you guys think about how you wanna do that, whether a key, I think we never had the problem before, because Jerry was,
Right.
he had a key to both buildings.
Right.
So,
Yeah, so
that's
we'll make
kinda
sure
why
we
the
can get
town wasn't big deal.
access to it.
So either we needed a lock with an access code or get them a key, maybe just a lock with the access code, and that way you guys, you three all have it, and you have it, and we don't have to worry about the lock. We could change out that lock.
Yep.
That would be great, okay? Alright, anybody else? No? Alright, let's go on to, unfinished business, custodian. Everybody get a chance to see the job description here? Alright, Jordan and Jason brought up a good point about cemeteries. One of you guys talked about that?
Yeah, well, since if we're gonna have a custodian slash EMT, and right now we have our cemeteries farmed out, which is kind of a lot of money a month that we have put in out where that can be utilized, towards the new person doing that. So I think that, if the higher person to do both, I think the cemetery should come back to the custodian.
I think so too.
That's why I left that in there.
Yeah.
And you've left the cemeteries, or the, yeah.
Cemetery maintenance.
Yeah.
was-
Cause that's a lot of money right now that it's going
Yeah.
out, and that can go towards,
Well, I didn't know
insurance
what
or
you guys
whatever.
would decide to do, but by leaving it in there, always left the door open for
Right.
that to be part of that job.
And I just think that this is something that we need to publicize for it, and then these would be the duties if anybody, paper, right? You wanna go paper, where else would you wanna put it? Is there
Well-
any,
Well, first of all, we had talked about this, Ann's going to email everybody on the department, and this
Right.
is just
in-house?
in-house for a week. Just to make sure that there's no backlash
Mhm.
from anybody in the department. And then after that, we just kick it out.
Uncle John?
No, thank you, I'm already working 70 hours a week or more.
Okay, so in-house, and then is there any inside the community, the firefighting community, is there a way to reach out to other departments and find out if there's anybody on there? Okay, and I would do that too. And then let us know when you want it to be publicized. Once you've exhausted that and gave those, because Ann did put all this together for me, when I was sick, and she did a wonderful job with this, and I just wanna make sure that we, it should be our in-house first, it should be, and then the community, and then at large, when we have to start training somebody.
Yeah,
No.
the only thing that's gonna have to come into play is the board's gonna have to have something in writing concerning what the pay is and the benefits.
Yep, and we were gonna talk about that, we already previously talked about it, and we can move on to that once, we can actually go on to that right now if we want. I would like what we talked about, anybody have any ideas, or other ideas of what we talked about last time, where it was 40 and 10? Or up to 10? Where we offer, right now, I think we offer health benefits, right? No optical, no dental right now until we see how things go.
Right,
So we do health,
right.
and it would be if you take the $10,000 number and you divide that by 12, that comes out to about $830 a month, up to $830 a month. Now, a single person would cost you a lot less and could get better coverage than a married person with 2 or 3 kids. But I mean, we have to have a budgetary number where we stay with. Am I saying that wrong, or is that?
No.
So, and then the wage would be $40,000 divided by 40 a week, divided by 52 weeks. For 6 months, there's no, the personal days kick in and everything after 6 months. Does that sound good as a set for everybody? So we would be going at 40 for the wage, but it's hourly. Okay, so if you only work 32 hours that week, it's all based on an hour. So it's 40,000 divided out hourly. Then it would be up to 10 a year in insurance that we pay directly to insurance. We're not giving the person the insurance, so we pay direct.
I have a
Yes,
quick
Jay.
question.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're paying the person, okay, here's what I'm getting confused at. So you have a guy doing custodial work and you have a guy doing EMT work. So is there one wage getting paid out or two separate wages getting paid out?
It's gonna be by percentage,
Yeah.
general fund, ambulance
46.
No,
fund.
meaning, so you got him mowing lawn for this, and then when he goes on the EMT call, or is he making the same wage whether he's on a call or not?
Yes, make the same wage, Monday through Friday, the 40-hour-a-week time frame, whether it's 8:30 to 5:30 or, we'll set that.
Okay,
But then
that's what I,
after, so if we go the $40,000 divided by 40 hours a week, based on 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year, okay, and then it's up to, for the insurance, 10,000 divided by 12 months, up to that we pay direct. We're not giving it to them because we don't want them to say, yeah, I have insurance, and then all of a sudden they don't have insurance.
right.
And then, after that, I think after 6 months, after 6 months, it would be a week's vacation. And after
After a year.
a year, a week's vacation?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then after that, it would be 2 weeks. After
2 years.
2 years. Guys all good with that? 1 week after,
And paid holidays.
yep. 1 week after 1 year, and then 2 weeks after 2 years. And then, so that would be the wage scale, right? Does that sound good to you, Ann and Chiefs? Everybody? Simple enough?
Guys.
And then it's split 40-60 with the departments, with 40 township, no, 60 township, 40 ambulance. Yeah, and it's split, and that all comes out of recovery funds. It does not come out of millage money. That should be able to all come, the only way this works is this all comes out of recovery funds. It cannot come out of millage money. So,
The millage money is actually your operating money, correct?
yes, yes. And this would allow this and gives us the coverage, and if we do take the cemeteries back, that'll give us $5,000, and it maybe helps us possibly save or put that towards the fireworks.
Right.
Let the citizens start kicking in the rest of it, or the public in general. So that still allows the township to have some money there. So it's really, we're not taking as big of a hit.
Right.
So is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Just
what
wanna
happened?
know,
Go
is
ahead.
this gonna be for somebody in our area, or can they live Cadillac or something that far away?
For
or
the
just-
EMT?
Pardon?
For this custodian EMT?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love it to be somebody on our department that lives here, but we're gonna take anybody we can get at this point. We're gonna try to go as close to home, and that'll be the interview process. I mean, we're gonna put this out there, and we
Yeah.
would take interviews of current firefighters either in our department or in our area of service, and then we would place it, if we can't find that, we'd place it in the advertising, in
Yeah.
the newspaper. And they're gonna be interviewed hard. I mean, this is a good paying job, and it's somebody that we
Yeah.
will have people that, we have people that have left our department for different reasons. I mean, all that stuff would play into it too. It's gonna be somebody that we can work with and understand that they respond to the board and they respond to the fire department, the executive, of the fire department. So, and they have to work with it. And for most things,
Oh, go ahead. There's someone here, Joanne Montgomery has a question too.
what is it?
She says, how would overtime hours work?
We have that. I gotta get to that yet. There will be no overtime. I mean, overtime hours will be straight pay, time and a half, if we needed them for, I think we need to go there. And then they would fall under the onus of, if they ran calls as an EMT or a firefighter, nights and weekends, after the normal hours, they would get the normal volunteer firefighter pay.
Right.
So they have those two same options. Okay? But any overtime hours are gonna have to be approved by me, I would say, right? You know, if they're not getting leaves done, or if they're not getting things done, they gotta be approved by Jack and I. You know, cause that, we don't really have it in the budget for a ton of overtime, and there shouldn't be. Now that we have somebody here 40 hours a week, they should be able to putz with this stuff. And Jack and I have talked about it. Summertime, leaf time, they're 40 hours, unless there's an EMT call, they're 40 hours basically doing leaves and custodial. So they're gonna put a lot more custodial time than that. But right now, today, rainy, not a lot to do, they're gonna put more time in the ambulance. So it will balance out throughout the year and throughout the seasons, not seasons. Okay? All right, okay, so that should be good. So I just need a motion, if we're good approving the duties and the pay scale, that, we're not gonna publish the pay scale, I don't think. I don't think we should. I think that's something we tell them once they interview. And then it's, Jack and I have talked about this too, and it says, and we changed it in here, how did we change the, they can't come as an MFR, if that's all we can find. They've got to take the first available EMT class and pass it. If they take an EM class and they fail their regs, we might have to move on from them. I mean, is that unfair? It's their job to pass that test and become a certified EMT. I don't know if it'll take them 3 months, 6 months, whatever. It depends on when we can get the class in. But I know they're offering a lot more classes more regularly lately. So, and they need to pass the test. If they're really close and they just had a problem with, what do you call it, their practicals, or what do you call their national register? If they fail it and we gotta give them another opportunity to take it, yeah, I don't think we wanna waste the time in something like that.
When you take a class, you get up to 3 tries to take National Registry test.
So, and that's where the board will interview them. The fire department will also have an interview process on that, because you gotta tell us, I don't think this person can pass, you know, or I don't know if this person's gonna be a right fit for us, because it's gonna have to fit with us and fit with you. So, all right, so I need a motion.
I'm assuming we're gonna cover the cost of a class.
Yes.
So ain't that where that 2-year runs in though? They can't leave within 2 years of that class?
Correct.
Yes, it's in here,
Okay.
but they have to stay.
Right.
We're not training another EMT, or they're gonna pay us the class back unless they work for us for 2 years. That's in there. Yep, they're gonna work for us for 2 years, because we've been training too many EMTs that 6 months later have been going off to other places and we just don't have them. I mean, most of them are still here with us, but they're busy, they're working a lot. Ron's the only one that works like a dog and does both. Well, that's funny.
Poor
so-
Ron.
So,
Let's just be crazy.
I'm gonna do a motion that we accept these terms of employment, or,
So what are we approving, the job description?
let's do job description first. So I make a motion that we approve the job description as written in the pages in front of us.
Second.
Jordan second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then the wages will be 40,000 per year, divided by 52, 40 hours a week. Up to 10 for benefits that we pay direct. They find their own insurance, we pay direct. 1 week after 1 year, 2 weeks after 2. And overtime is at normal EMT,
By approval.
by approval, yes, or normal running on after hours for the fire department. So overtime by approval of the board, and normal running for, you know, how they all get paid. Now, they will not get paid.
Well, that way,
They will not get paid runtime during the normal 40-hour work.
right. And
The
then,
runtime is after hours.
Yep.
That's where they get the $15 an hour runtime, nights, weekends. So that's not limiting their pay. I mean, there's enough runs on nights and weekends that if they want to be a part of it or move into our town, hopefully, if they weren't in our town, maybe they would think about moving into our town, because they can make those runs on the weekends and nights and everything else. And then paid holidays off. And you have a list of those holidays, right? Christmas, New Year's, 4th of July, Memorial, Labor Day. Those 5.
I think half a day on Good Friday.
Half a day on Good Friday. So 5.5.
Then we got Thanksgiving and the day after.
November 15.
Yeah, they gave.
No.
Day after Thanksgiving too.
Nobody shows on that.
That's always been a holiday.
Okay, so we need a motion to approve, you have it written down, Mary? The 40,000? 40, 10,
I got the
1.
description,
Okay, well, I'm doing the pay. We need a motion to approve the pay scale.
so this is separate from the last one?
Yep. Let's do a separate motion
Prepared
on
for
that.
that.
So 40,000 at 52 weeks,
Okay,
40 hours a week.
just give me that when you're done with it.
Okay, there you go.
Write it all down.
And then we'll do the
It
6.5
equals out to
hours.
like 19.23 an hour.
Yeah, it's like 1920. Which is more than MMR mix, right?
I don't know.
No.
I'll make the motion for
And I'll
the pay
Second
scale.
already.
I'll make the motion
And
for
I'll
the pay
second
scale.
it.
Meryl second,
All right.
okay?
It's about $2 more, but the township still can't match my benefits.
All right.
I'll keep yours.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Well, folks, that's it. Thank you all for coming. I just need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Who seconded that,
I did.
Meryl?